I'm the chair lady of the CODS, which is the Cheltenham Operatic and Dramatic Society. We've been performing at the theatre since the 1940s.
My name is Maggie Preston.
My name's Stephen Santoris, and I'm an actor-creator based here in Cheltenham.
I'm Jerry Gibbons. I'm the technical lead here at the Playhouse.
My name's Lloyd Spencer, and I've been performing here about 30 years.
I'm Neil Burge. I've had a relationship with the Playhouse now I think my first production was 2006, so you do the maths. So it's really, I've said to a few people that there's probably not a building in the world that means more to me. But now I have the unending privilege to be a member or a trustee of the board.
Hi, I'm Anya Wood. I am a trustee at the Playhouse. I have also performed here.
My name is Jill Cogswell. I first came to the Playhouse 55 years ago.
My name's Lauren Holland. I'm Engagement and Participation Assistant at the Cheltenham Playhouse. I also do front of house, a little bit of backstage, occasional box office, and I perform here as well.
My name's Ollie Chapman. I'm one of the venue technicians here at the Cheltenham Playhouse.
My name's Tony Shaw. I do marketing for the Playhouse. I also work a little bit on front of house, on bar, and I'm also a performer here as well.
My name's Holly. I started coming to the Playhouse probably when I was about 9 years old, started doing the summer schools with Theatre Studio, and then started coming to the classes regularly. And so every performance I've done has pretty much been on the Playhouse. Only recently have I done stuff outside of the Playhouse, so it is just like a second home, like a comfort theatre. But no, and now I teach here, so I've been teaching here for about 4 years.
So Cheltenham Playhouse is home to me. Having been orphaned at a young age, I came down to Cheltenham to live with a new family. I didn't know anyone, and Cheltenham Playhouse became my home.
The Playhouse is, at its heart, it's a community theatre that's here for the community. It's designed to give opportunities to anybody that wants to perform.
It's been my second home. You can come down here and you'll see somebody you know, and you can sit down and have a chat. People are from all walks of life, but they've got the common interest of the theatre and also communicating with people. They love to meet people and they love to be part of a team.
When it comes to something like the Playhouse, this is about getting our youngsters interested and involved in programs. It's around smaller creators developing their own arts and people telling their own stories. And if we don't have a venue like this, we lose an important voice in our community.
The Playhouse, to me, fundamentally always comes back to the idea of helping people, whether that's helping people with their production, whether that's helping people get more confidence coming through classes in Theatre Studio, whether that's helping people with DIY projects. I think the Playhouse is the building, but also the people within it. And I think fundamentally it's about helping the community, helping the people that are inside the building, and helping the arts sector and industry as a whole in Cheltenham, but also wider, in kind of a holistic sense of the arts sector.
It's a community where you feel safe, where you feel valued. There are so many different people that you meet, friends, and they have been friends all the time that I've been here.
It really pushed my life in a completely different direction. When I did my first show here, I was kind of on a trajectory to go off and do an architectural engineering degree. Already had the space at Bristol University. And it was through the people that I met here and doing stuff on the stage, and because I'd always had a bit of a thing for theatre, and it was always like a nice being in shows, rehearsals, all that sort of stuff. It was a fun community socialising thing. But then I did stuff here, and through the people that I met, they kind of convinced me that to go off and pursue theatre in more of a real way and more of a as a profession. So it was through those connections that I met that I ended up giving up my place to do architecture and engineering degree, and ended up going off to London to Central to study technical and production management.
The Playhouse has done a lot for me. I'm quite a shy person, sort of off stage, and I've always struggled to be myself and talk to people and things. But being here and engaging with the people in the place has really sort of helped me.
For me, the Playhouse is first and foremost a community. I think that we are a theatre, of course, and we are, everyone here is here primarily because they love theatre and love art and stuff. But I think really at the heart of it, it is community, and it is that group of people who have come together to create something as amazing and successful and welcoming and accepting as the Playhouse is.
For me, the Playhouse sums up the importance of an artistic venue that is a hub in the community.
I think it's just such a comfort. Like, it's brought me so much confidence over the years. Like, when I was younger, I would never be able to look into the future now and think I'd be where I am. Like, being such a confidence performer, like having my own class and directing shows on a big stage is just amazing. And I don't know, you see how much it brings people together. Like, my kids at the theatre, they all become like best friends through the classes and performing on this stage. And it just gives them so much confidence as well. It's just amazing.
Favourite memory of being on stage? There are a couple. I would probably go with one of the more recent ones. We did a performance of Two in the Green Room Bar. Two's by Jim Cartwright, and it's in a northern pub. And I was playing the landlord. But what was great about that particular performance was that you were so close to the audience. It was really intimate. And we had some people were so emotionally affected by the piece that they were coming up in tears to not only me but the rest of the cast as well. And that was really, I think it hits home a little bit more when you're that close. There's nowhere to hide.
My most memorable moment as a performer at the Cheltenham Playhouse is when I played Mrs. Lovett in Sweeney Todd by Stephen Sondheim. I had to drag a number of dead bodies across the stage and then put them into pies.
My favourite moment is normally when you're sat in a technical rehearsal or a dress rehearsal and you get the opportunity to walk off the stage in a moment that you're not on stage, and you get to walk to the back. And I always go to the back. I like to think of my seat as the very last row. I think it's row N, right in the middle, and just watch what you're producing. Whatever that might be. Some of the favourite productions I've been part of, Little Women, Evita, Our House, all sorts of just great productions. But if you get a chance to just stand back there and go, wow, that's what we're doing. It's those moments that make it special.
I was in Bronte last year with the Playhouse Company, and playing Emily will be a memory I will always hold very dear. It was just the most amazing part and a brilliant group of people.
So back in October 2024, I was part of a company who put on a musical concert dedicated to Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the one musical episode from season 6, Once More with Feeling. And it's something that I've always kind of wanted to do. Like, I remember watching the episode when I was a kid and I absolutely loved it. And I always thought, wouldn't it be so cool to do like a live show of this? And last year I got to do exactly that. Yeah, being able to do that was really fun and really, really special. And I think that is something that, thanks to the Playhouse, I was able to do that. You know, there aren't many theatres and many spaces like this that you can go to and say, hi, I have a really weird niche idea for a show. Can I put it on? And that to me is really kind of what makes the Playhouse so different and so special.
It's not to do with the roles, it's to do with being part of a team. And I can get so much fun out of being in a rehearsal and laughing at what's going on around me. So it's quite difficult to tell you about a favourite role because I just love being down in the Playhouse. Such a lovely place to be.
I think it's performing on stage with a full orchestra, with an audience that, because we are a smaller theatre, they feel part of the show.
Funniest moments, looking back, because it wasn't funny at the time, but I am a bit of a wimp, and there's a lot of ghost stories in this place that I try my best to avoid, but as soon as people figure out that I'm easily scared, they tend to enjoy making me jump. So I have plenty of occasions wherein people have jumped out from round corners, hidden behind doors, snuck up on me and make me jump, and I think that has provided them with plenty of laughs, and looking back it is quite funny.
I think just my friends when I was younger being convinced about like how haunted this place was, and they'd all be like telling all these ghost stories, and we'd all be sat like in the foyer and stuff telling these ghost stories to each other, freaking each other out, and that was always so funny. And I sometimes tell the kids ghost stories now, carry on the tradition.
Lots of cod shows that have been just lots of fun, and you kind of, when you do community theatre, you just form these really quick bonds that are very serious and very intense, but they're over when the show's over. But you just have the magic in the moments of the shows. But doing stuff with Rover Dam Dice, they're always hilarious. Tony in particular always cracks me up, and I have to remind myself that there are people paying to see a show and not just me laugh solidly for 5 minutes.
Funniest memory? I think every day is quite funny. I think we are very lucky here at the Cheltenham Playhouse with the wider teams that we have, the communities that come and use us, the punters, the volunteers. From top to bottom, there is a real sense of joy in this theatre that can be quite rare. So I think every day there is funniness.
We were doing Stags and Hens by Willie Russell, which is all set in the cubicles of the men's and ladies' toilets of a nightclub, and the bridal party and the stag party turn up to the same venue. So all night they're trying to keep each other away from each other. And anyway, in these cubicles we have these toilets which are screwed down to the floor. I think this might have been, I think this was the opening night. One of my very close friends to this day was standing on one of these toilets and it fell over. And yes, I was obviously worried about his safety, but as a director, all I was going, they're going to know it's not plumbed in.
The one that really springs to mind was during the Aladdin pantomime last year. So it was a big production, one of the biggest we'd ever done here at the Playhouse. And it was the first moment that we saw and used what was to be the magic carpet. When we got it off the pallet and looked at it and realised it was literally just a mobility scooter with a piece of wood on top of it. And I remember just all of us down in the workshop falling over ourselves laughing at how funny this thing was and like crashing it into things because it was really hard to manoeuvre. But then being able to take that and work with some phenomenally talented people, Jerry, Sophie, Alex, all those people to come together and to turn that, what was a comedy gold moment for us, but turn it into the magic that we ended up turning it into for Aladdin.
The Cheltenham Playhouse should always be open. It should always have its doors open for people like myself who needed that safe place, who needed to belong.
Every performance that I watch here, every performance I perform here, and the variety of what we see here. You know, you've got comedy, you've got cinema, you've got straight dramas, you've got musical theatre, you've got rehearsing in the various rooms. I want to see that and more. It's got to stay a community theatre at its heart. It's got to be a great space for performing, but I want to see it as a community hub as well. There's so many different spaces. It's a museum of architecture and different rooms. And I want to make sure it's a place where the community wants to be. Comes in for a coffee, hosts different kind of events in the different rooms. It's such a flexible space that we can use. So a community theatre at its heart always, with all of those different things that it does, but a community space.
I mean, there's so much that we can do here, and the excitement that we all have for what we are going to create this year is huge. We have a full calendar of shows. I think we're fully booked for the next 9 months. The variety that we're going to be able to bring to people, from stand-up comedy to Shakespeare, is just unreal. I don't honestly think you can find that anywhere else in the county. I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to a year where we can really stabilise the Playhouse, keep getting people through the door, keep helping people find us if they're new, and continue to grow and nurture with us for those that have been here over the years, which is a lot of people.
I think a lot of arts organisations are at the moment having to face the reality of closing doors and having to compromise. I would love to live in a world where we are not compromising as much and we are able to thrive in certain departments and certain kind of shows and services and things that we do for the community rather than just surviving.
I hope that it can continue to give everybody the love of live theatre, to be able to encourage younger people to come and take part in all aspects of the theatre. They don't have to be performers. They can be backstage, they can be lighting, technical, costumes, anything. But to give them the love of the live theatre and to send it out into the wider community, to get everybody involved.
We're a space to be able to say yes. And it's the thing we always talk about in the tech department, if not us, who? If we can't provide a space for these kind of shows, who can? Who in the UK theatre scene is able to do that? And it's really special to be able to be involved in that kind of thing and offer my expertise.
As a small venue, we really are able to give like that one-on-one support to help, companies, which isn't something you could probably get at a bigger commercial theatre. And it would be really amazing to be able to do that without having to worry about the future and worry about whether or not we're able to pay the rent or bills or maintenance and upkeep of the building and stuff. So yeah, it'd be really, really incredible to continue doing that and continue to keep our doors open for audience members, performers, creatives, people who just want to find a community and a home.
I was involved in a production of The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime earlier in the year. What was really quite heartfelt for me was to watch the two young lads who were the main protagonists in that get a standing ovation. Just see them that absolutely making their night that night, just sort of them so overwhelmed with emotion for having got through such a big role and being supported by the entire cast in the wings. That sort of thing, I hope it continues to inspire more generations of people upcoming and for more people to experience those moments.
I want it to kind of be what it has been, so a place where kids can develop a craft or some skills, a place where community theatres, those people that do Amdram, have a place to perform. I would love it to be a place for educational theatre, and as well as, again, smaller creators who have stories to tell and, aren't necessarily going to fill out an 800, 1,000-seater theatre, but, a lot of people with one-person shows or two-handers can tell beautiful stories, and an environment like this would be literally perfect for that.
I've only been involved with the Playhouse for a couple of years now, and there are so many people here that have been involved for so much longer than me, and it's felt so seamless fitting in with that family, and I think it's just such a wonderful thing that we are all together as one. There's no I've been here longer or anything, so to feel so welcome in that kind of community is so special. It's something I've not really experienced on that level before, and I really hope that for the next 80 plus years we can do that for other people. I can then, welcome new people in, and we can keep telling the stories and keep being there for everyone else.
This is a home for a lot of people, and it builds up so many people's confidence, and it is a lovely place. If people ever move away from the theatre, they always come back because it's that second home, and it's such a comfort to a lot of people. So yeah, just please donate.
Well, we've all got to pull together, haven't we? We need to raise money at the moment, and people are being very, very generous and realising the importance of this theatre and the inclusivity of it. So long may it continue. Yeah, and dig deep. Give it your dosh.